Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classics Last Non-Classic, episode number 589, Dubleshot number 493. Two DC trades. First up is, well, they're actually part of DC's Trinity. Okay? First up is features the male members of the Trinity, Batman/Superman Volume 1, Crossworlds. Written by Greg Pak, artwork by Jay Lee. This trade collects the first 4 issues of the series, plus the Darkseid one-shot from Justice League 23.1. Yeah. The thing with this arc is the fact that it takes place before Justice League Origin storyline. Yeah, it features the first time the Batman and Superman ever met, but the members were erased of the storyline, so the reason why they did it at the end, because they wanted to basically ruin continuity, though they do kind of fix it with the storyline. Let's see if I can. It's fixed in the third trade. It fixed up in the following story of this one. Let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of the storyline. It comes like right after the crossover the series had with Superman Doom. That's when Jay Lee comes back for the second storyline he does. Actually, more like the third, because he does the crossover, the issues of the series, they cross over with World's Finest, and of course that particular storyline, which is the follow-up to, well, this. I think it's called like First Contact. I think it's called. I think it is. I'm looking it up right now if I can find it. Once it comes up, of course. It should be soon coming up. It's just taking a little while for it to come through for some reason. I hope the Wi-Fi's not down. Well, it's taking a while to come up. I'll probably figure out later. Pull up a video. I'll probably do that. Yeah. Of course, Batman and Superman also have their first official encounter. Well, first unofficial encounter with Darkseid, where he's in this crystal right here. Of course, you can kind of say this storyline is kind of an indirect setup for Justice League Origin. Yeah, that's simply put what it is. You can kind of say that's exactly what it is. A setup, an indirect setup to take a storyline. Well, it's taking a while to load up anyways, but the Darkseid issue is just this new 52 origin story, which is nothing out of the Jack Kirby, apparently with some farmer. So like, it's a really odd story. But the story itself between Batman and Superman is great. They even go to Earth 2 and meet their Earth 2 counterparts before they're killed off in Earth 2 number 1. Yep, they get killed off in the first issue of that ongoing series. Yep. But despite the fact this is actually pretty short, now I'm a little surprised they actually waited 4 issues and then boom, trade. Yeah, this is one of the more shorter trades, though I think in the following trades, 2 trades get a lot longer. But this is only the first one they put up because they just felt like it. I'm gonna give this story roughly a 9.5 out of 10. It's a really good story. Originally, I didn't like the artwork that much, but I'm fine with it. I know one person doesn't like Jay Lee's artwork very much. I'm not gonna mention his name though, but he does not like Jay Lee's artwork at all because, well, he doesn't like the fact Superman is drawn like an Asian, though he did recently do an issue of, I think it was an issue of American Alien. Next up is the final trade that collects issues from Brian Azzarello's run for Wonder Woman. This is Wonder Woman Volume 6, Bones. Yeah, the final trade for the creative team of Brian Azzarello and Cliff Chiang, collecting issues 30 to 35. I remember from the solicits when these issues were coming out that originally Brian Azzarello's run was supposed to end with issue 34, but he decided to extend it out for one more issue. Simply put, this is the end of his, story arc that he was telling for the thing, where they get rid of Firstborn, he gets him re-imprisoned again, the Minotaur is dealt with. Yeah, pretty much everything related to Brian Azzarello's run is all completely wrapped up with this thing. Though they do have some follow-ups with it during the Meredith Finch run, but yeah, this is the last trade for Brian Azzarello's run. Now, I had to order some Flynn because the library just didn't have this one, so I had to order some Flynn in order to finish up reviewing this particular run. I gotta say, for the Azzarello run, one of the problems with the thing, a lot of people have problems with, is the pace, of how long it took to tell a story. Yeah, 35 issues to tell one story is kind of ridiculous. But at least that probably made it a little bit interesting. Unlike, I know Ben Percy did that with Green Arrow, but at least it was interesting, it had breaks, and it felt like it was building the story. This, half the time, didn't feel like it was building up the story. It just kept dragging its feet half the time. And it kind of felt as though when they were just putting out the trades, it kind of felt as though when you read these trades, like DC just put these out because it just felt like it. It never felt like a complete set of issues. It felt like there was still more story to be told, but it took 6 trades to collect a 35-issue run. I guess for some people that's not that surprising due to the fact of the lengthness of this particular run. Excuse me. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, the thing just came up now. I'm just trying to find the name of that particular trade. That's what I'm trying to do right now. But this is pretty much the end of Azzarello's run, and starts up Meredith Finch's run with the next trade. Meredith Finch's run is only collected in 3 trades. Yeah, it is only in 3 trades, and also they have it where in this storyline where toward the end of it, Queen Hippolyta, who's still in the statue, comes briefly left to take on the Firstborn. Yeah, it's a really bizarre thing to see in here. Okay, here we go. It's called Second Chance. Yeah, that's the name of the trade. It's called Second Chance. Yeah, that's issue 1015. So I figured it out. But yeah, this is the end of Brian Azzarello. Next, of course, is Meredith Finch. But check out my previous reviews of Wonder Woman. It's Wonder Woman volumes 7 through 9. Check those out to get my thoughts on Meredith Finch run. The Azzarello run altogether was a decent run writing wise, but overall, I do kind of agree the fact that the pacing was kind of a terrible in places, and it felt like it took a long time to tell this story. Yeah, I think that Azzarello just took his sweet time to tell this story, and he could have basically told a complete story arc in just 6 issues. Instead, he stretched out 35 issues. I would say the worst case of an arc that lasted this long was probably for Cyborg. Yeah, where this is the John Snapper run. 15 issues of a boring story. Yeah, it was interesting places here and there, but half the time was boring. This, of course, is a little more interesting. Yeah, this run was a little more interesting than the John Snapper run for Cyborg, because the characters released were interesting, and some of the concepts that basically are in this run are still mildly affected in the Greg Rucka run. Yeah, if you read the Rucka run, they hardly mention this run at all. Yeah, like Ares is no longer an old man. He's now back to being his youthful appearance for some reason. Yeah, Rucka pretty much retconned a lot. He kind of did a lot of the stuff that Azrael did. He did keep, well, the whole thing about her being, well, the daughter of Zeus. They kept that there. But in the case of, well, anything else associated with this run, I think that, well, like, there was that one issue where the uh, where the Amazons went as rapist, where they actually raped a lot of men. Yeah, I thought that was really stupid of Brian Azzarello to do. Uh, the Secret Origins issue is just, well, basically Wonder Woman. Well, she looks like this throughout most of the story, but yeah, she abandons the Jim Lee look for this for the second half of this for the last few issues of that, and then she goes back to Jim Lee look for 6 issues, and then basically David Finch gives her a brand new full suit look, which she has for roughly about 5 issues, and then she gets rid of that look, and then she goes back to the Jim Lee look. Excuse me, up until DC Rebirth, which they got her the look that the current look. Excuse me, I believe Liam Sharp gave her that look. But yeah, that's the official end of Brian Azzarello run. So as of now, I've reviewed the entire all 6 trades that collect Brian Azzarello's run for Wonder Woman. As Batman Superman, there's roughly one more trade left to review for that, and that's it. Yep. So that's it for this particular review. Stay tuned for episode 590 and Dubleshot number 494, where I'm going to review a one trade is related to Batman, the other is something related to the JSA, one of its members. Yeah, you'll find out what they are in the next episode, and yeah, you'll find out there. Okay, but we'll see you there. Bye.